Hello and welcome. In today's class, Chapter 3 Current Electricity, and topics are Wheatstone bridge, meter bridge, and potentiometer. So let's start. First, topic 3.14 Wheatstone bridge. This is Wheatstone bridge consisting of four resistance R1, R2, R3, R4 in the form of bridge. There are two arms. One is battery arm from where battery is attached. So AC is battery arm, and BD is a galvanometer arm. Galvanometer is an instrument used to detect current or small deflection in a circuit. It is a electrical circuit used to measure electrical resistances. It was designed by Charles Wheatstone in 1843, and it is used for soil analysis and comparison initially. The measurement of resistance by Wheatstone is not affected by internal resistance of the cell. Bridge is said to be balanced when the potential at point B is equal to potential at point D, or no current will pass through galvanometer. So for balance condition, R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4. This is the condition of balanced Wheatstone bridge. It is said to be sensitive if all the resistances in the arms are equal. Conditions of balanced Wheatstone bridge let us derive by using Kirchhoff law. Consider circuit consisting of four resistance P, Q, Rs in the form of bridge. G is the galvanometer, E is the EMF applied, and here I is the current passing through the battery, and it divide as per Kirchhoff law that I1 is the current passing through P and I minus I1 is passing through R. At point B, if Ig is passing through galvanometer, then the remaining current I1 minus Ig will pass through Q. At point D, the current Ig and I minus I1 will add up, and at point C, the net current is again I. This is as per Kirchhoff law. So if you apply Kirchhoff law rule in loop A, B, D, A, so our answer should be I1P plus IgG minus I minus I1 into R is equal to 0, and in loop BCDB, equation should be I1 minus Ig into Q minus I minus I1 plus Ig whole bracket into S, and minus Ig into G is equal to 0. For balance Wheatstone bridge, if Ig is 0, then these two equations will become I1P is equal to I minus I1 into R, and I1Q is equal to I minus I1 into S. So if we divide these two, we will get condition of balanced Wheatstone bridge. Now next is 3.15 meter bridge. So consider a meter bridge. There are two gaps. Gap left contains the resistance box R, and in right gap we have unknown resistance S, and AC is 1 meter wire fitted on wooden block. Here G is the galvanometer attached from point B. Here J is the jockey, and jockey is a pointer that connects the circuit at point D. Meter bridge is based on the principle of Wheatstone bridge. It is used to find unknown resistance of the conductor or of the wire. The jockey is a metallic rod whose one end has a knife edge which can slide over the wire to make electrical connections. And if we adjust the value of R, and if we slide the jockey over the wire, then we obtain balancing point at point D. Balance point means when the galvanometer shows no deflection. R by S is equal to resistance of wire AD upon resistance of wire DC. We know resistance is directly proportional to length, so we can write R by S is equal to L upon 100 minus L, because RAD is proportional to length of AD, that is equal to L, and RDC is proportional to 100 minus L. So by this formula we can calculate the unknown resistance of wire S, and the formula is R in bracket 100 minus L by L. The percentage error in R can be minimized by adjusting the balance point near the middle of the bridge, or 50 centimeter, and for practical we take balance point somewhere near 30 centimeter to 70 centimeter to minimize the percentage error. This is meter bridge. If we increase temperature of the conductor placed in the right gap, then balancing length will decrease and the jockey will move towards the left. We never slide jockey over the wire, because if we slide the jockey, it will decrease the area cross section and hence affect the resistance. The balance length will change if we interchange R and S in the gaps. The balancing length will not change if we interchange A and B points, because they have same potential. Now one numerical. In a meter bridge, the null point is found at distance of 33.7 centimeter from point A. If now a resistance of 12 ohm is attached or connected in parallel with S, the null point occurs at 51.9 centimeter. Determine the value of R and S. So let's start the solution. So as per condition of Wheatstone bridge, R by S is equal to L upon 100 minus L. So what is L here? 33.7, and 100 minus L is 66.3. This is equation 1. If we attach 12 ohm in parallel, so our equivalent resistance is, say, SEQ. It is equal to 1 by S plus 1 by 12, and after solving this we get S equivalent is equal to 12S upon S plus 12, and by attaching 12 ohm in parallel, the balance point will change to 51.9. So we can write here 51.9 upon 48.1, because 100 minus 51.9 is 48.1, is equal to R upon S equivalent. It is equal to R S plus 12 and upon 12S after putting the values. So when we put the value of R by S from equation 1, we will get 51.9 upon 48.1 is equal to 33.7 upon 66.3 into S plus 12 upon 12S. And if we solve this value of S, we will get S is equal to 13.5 ohm. So this is the resistance S, and if you put this value of S in equation number 1, we will get R is equal to 33.7 upon 66.3 into 13.5. It is equal to 6.86 ohm. So these are the value of R and S. So the answer is R is 6.86 and S is equal to 13.5 ohm. Now move to next topic. Next topic is potentiometer, very important for exam point of view. As the name indicates, it is a device used to measure potential difference. So potentiometer consists of 4 wires, 1 wire or 10 wires. It was designed by Poggendorff, and this E is the master cell or driving cell that supply the current in the potentiometer. This is the circuit, and this is the EMF that is to be measured by using potentiometer. Here J is the jockey and L is the balancing length. So if you press the key, then current will pass. So potentiometer is a device used to measure EMF of a given cell and to compare EMFs of a cells. It is used to measure internal resistance of a given cell. It may consist of 1 wire, 4 wire or 10 wire. 10 wire potentiometer is more sensitive than 4 wire or 1 wire potentiometer. Now, principle of potentiometer. It works on the principle that potential difference across any length of a wire of uniform cross section and uniform composition is directly proportional to its balancing length when a constant current flows through it. So that means V is proportional to balancing length. Here V is the potential difference and V is equal to K into L. Here K is known as potential gradient, or if you put the value of V, we will get K is equal to V by L, V is equal to I into R, or R is equal to rho L by A. So we can write K is equal to I rho by A. So we can define potential gradient as a potential drop per unit length, and its SI unit is volt per meter. It depends on the resistance per unit length of potentiometer wire and the radius of potentiometer wire or area of cross section. It also depends on specific resistance of material of potentiometer wire and the current passing through the potentiometer wire. Now let's see its working. So if we have one potentiometer, here E is the driving cell, small e, and this E is the EMF that is to be calculated. So first we check the working of potentiometer. So after connection, we need to put jockey at point A or near to point A, so it will show deflection in one direction, and if we put jockey near to point B, the deflection should be in opposite direction. If it is so, it means the potentiometer is properly connected. Otherwise, there are two possible reasons. Maybe this E is more than this small e, So for proper working of potentiometer, E should be more than capital E, or connection should be tight. So remember always. So first condition, when V is more than E, then what happens? Then potentiometer wire has more potential than the EMF, and the deflection is in one direction. And when V is less than E, then galvanometer will show deflection in different direction. And when V is equal to E, say point J, so at point J current will not flow and we will get balancing length. So E is equal to K into L. So this is the working of potentiometer. The process of determining potential gradient experimentally. Now we will start sensitivity of potentiometer. So potentiometer is said to be more sensitive if it measures a small potential difference more accurately. The sensitivity is inversely proportional to the potential gradient. The next question is how to increase the sensitivity of potentiometer. So sensitivity is inversely proportional to K, and K formula is V by L. So we have two factors here, one is L and second is I. So if we increase length, sensitivity will increase, or if we decrease current, sensitivity will increase. A potentiometer is preferred over voltmeter to measure EMF because it does not draw any current from the cell. If you plot V versus L, so it should be a straight line and the slope is equal to V by L. The working of potentiometer is based on null deflection method, so the resistance of the wire becomes infinite. Thus, potentiometer is considered as a ideal voltmeter. Applications of potentiometer. The first, comparison of EMFs of two cells. So if we have considered potentiometer, let E1 is one cell and its balancing length is at L1 or J1. The current passing is I1, and when we apply cell E2 in circuit by removing E1, then balancing length is at L2. So we can write E1 as a XL1. Here X is the potential gradient and E2 is the XL2. If we divide these two, E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by L2. Second application, the resistance of a cell. So consider potentiometer, consider cell E whose resistance is to be measured. So first, when no resistance is attached, so balancing length is at J1, or E is equal to KL1 or XL1. When resistance is attached in circuit, then potential difference is equal to KL2 or XL2. So if we write the equation, so E is equal to XL1 and V is equal to XL2 when key is closed. When key is open, there is no resistance R, but when key is closed, the resistance is there. So if we divide these two, we will get E by V is equal to L1 by L2, and we know the formula of this small resistance. So R is equal to E by V minus 1 into R is equal to R is equal to L1 minus L2 upon L2 into R. So this is the formula for finding the internal resistance of a cell by using potentiometer. Now let's start one numerical. A potentiometer has a uniform potential gradient across it. Two cells connected in series. First, to support each other, and second, to oppose each other, are balanced over 6 meter and 2 meter respectively on the potentiometer wire. Calculate the ratio of EMFs of the two cells. So let's see the solution. So first, when two cells support each other, So E1 E2 are supporting each other, so balancing length is at 6 meter. So E1 plus E2 is equal to KL1, and what is L1 here? L1 is 6. So first equation is E1 plus E2 is equal to K6. In second condition, when cells are opposite to each other, so the equation is E1 minus E2 is equal to KL2. So E1 minus E2 is equal to K into 2, equation 2. If we solve this, so E1 plus E2 upon E1 minus E2 is equal to 6 by 2, it means 3 by 1. So by applying componendo and dividendo, we get E1 plus E2 plus E1 minus E2 upon E1 plus E2 minus E1 plus E2 is equal to 6 plus 2 upon 6 minus 2. So these two will cancel, and we will get 2E1 by 2E2 is equal to 8 by 4. It means 2 is to 1. So E1 by E2 is equal to 2 is to 1. This is the ratio of EMFs of two cells, 2 is to 1. I hope it is clear. Now see one more numerical. So numerical is a resistance of R ohm draws current from a potentiometer. The potentiometer has a total resistance R naught ohm. A voltage V is applied to the potentiometer. Derive an expression for the voltage across R when the sliding contact is in the middle of the potentiometer. So here B is the middle point, so this resistance is equal to R naught by 2, and this resistance is also equal to R naught by 2. So if we solve it, so take net resistance of R naught by 2 and R, say R1. So 1 by R1 is equal to 1 by R plus 1 by R naught by 2. So R1 is equal to R naught R upon R naught plus 2R. The total distance between A and C is, so RAC is equal to R1 plus R naught by 2, and the current passing through the circuit is, say, I. It is equal to V by R net. So V upon R1 plus R naught by 2. So we will get here 2V upon 2R1 plus R naught. So the voltage across the resistance R1 is, say, V. It is equal to V1 is equal to IR1. So what is I here? I is 2V upon 2R1 plus R naught and R1 here. So if we put the value of R1, so we will get V1 is equal to 2V upon twice R naught into R upon R naught plus 2R plus R naught, and here R naught R upon R naught plus 2R. So when you solve it, so we will get V1 is equal to 2VR upon 2R plus R naught plus 2R So V1 is equal to 2VR upon R naught plus 4R. So this is the answer, V1. I hope it is clear. The potential or voltage across R when the sliding contact is in the middle of the potentiometer is 2VR upon R naught plus 4R. Thank you. This is the end of current electricity. I hope it is clear. Thank you.